ran through the village, desperately trying to get rid of followers. I'm pretty sure that there are a few shinobi among them, so I really don't want them to catch me and take another turn and find myself running into a wall. I must have taken a wrong turn, I cursed in my thoughts. I turned around to check if there was any way to get out of this alleyway, but as soon as I turned, I got hit by a fist. I flew right back into the wall. I don't dare to open my eyes, because if I would, I'd immediately pass out from fear. I feel my hands and feet getting stabbed, and I try not to give them the pleasure of crying out loud in pain, but that doesn't go too well when they start to pour alcohol into the wounds which they create. I open my mouth and start to cry all the pain out. Gay. Naruto. I wake up, completely drenched in sweat. Sitting up in my bed, I look around and find myself in my own house in my bedroom. Beside me lies Hinata. She smiles in her sleep. I get up, throw some clothes on, and jump out of a window onto the roof of our house. The top of the Kage monument would always calmed me down, although I didn't know why for the most part of my youth. Now I don't need it to calm my down anymore, because I don't have to fear the villagers or the fact that I get stoned to death. Nowadays, I usually come up here to think about my life and what I could have done differently. I know that these nightmares won't go away because the trauma that I got from my youth is too strong to ever go away completely. But I sometimes find myself thinking about what I would do if I could go back in time and relive my life up until this point. Would I change anything? What do even matter? I mean, if I could, I would try to get rid of those nightmares by simply hiding from the villagers. But I doubt that there is a way to travel back in time. Well, your thoughts would be wrong. There is a way to travel through time. Extremely risky. And you tell me no? You know exactly that I want to sleep normally. So why did you wait so long to tell me? Because I wanted you to be absolutely sure that you want to do it. If you're going to do it, you won't be able to come back, and you don't know what. You don't know for certain if something will change or if you will even survive to turn for yourself. Alright, I will think about it. I will let you know when my decision is made. I got up from the position on the fourth head and come back to my house while pondering if I should really go back in time. And if it was worth risking everything I achieved just to free me of those nightmares. As soon as I came home, I started making breakfast for my family, since they would be waking up soon. I made some eggs with bacon, put it on 4 plates. Went to Himari's room and woke her up by opening her blinds. She looked at me, took a plate from my hand, and thanked me for making her breakfast. As soon as I walked into my son's room, I sat down to plate and opened his blinds too. He looked into the light, realized that I was standing in his room. He stared me dead in the eyes. He took his plate and then kept staring at me until I was out of his room. That is when I realized that I had destroyed my relationship with my son. I went to Hinata and sat in our bed. She was already awake because our blinds had been open the whole night, and so the sun had woken her up. She looked at me while taking her plate and noticed, and something was off. Hinata, what's on your mind? She asked. Nothing. I just had those nightmares again, I told her, where I picked up my food without actually wanting to eat anything. She looked at me without saying anything and continued eating her breakfast. I sighed. Decided that I would skip breakfast and brought my plate back into the kitchen. As I got into my office, my secretary smiled sadly at me and handed me 2 large piles of paperwork. And to top it off, I recently learned that I couldn't use my shadow clones for this kind of work because they would dispel themselves when they got exposed to too much martial art. I sighed and searched my desk for a weapon to fight my worst enemy, namely a pen. At night, I didn't even bother going to my bed, mainly because I didn't want to wake Hinata up. So I returned to my spot on my father's head and gazed into the stars. Hey Kurama, I made my decision. So what do you want to do? I went to go back I went to see how my life turns out without the meetings. Any special for wanting this to leave this life? Well, to be honest, I don't really love Naruto anymore. I like her as a good friend, but she's not what I search in a woman. I want someone that is caring, someone that can smile with my love, someone that I can lean on, but on the same time, I want someone to challenge me, someone that puts me in my place, someone that tries to get what they want when they want and fight for it. And one, that is caring and I can shower her with my love. She never does, never tried to get her own will. She doesn't challenge me. Then there was the issue with her kids. I love them dearly, but I miss my chance with Boruto and Himawari by not being at home with them, but instead spending days and weeks in my office without once seeing them or talking to them. Overall, my life has been successful in terms of my shinobi career. My personal life is a mess. I don't really have any friends because of the time I spent in my office. My family is the same, and the good person I'm supposed to love is more like a good friend to me. So I take it that you're absolutely sure about that. Yes, I am. Okay, I'm going to transfer my knowledge about the jutsu to you, but I have a few questions before you actually decided to go. I felt the urge to perform the jutsu as soon as I knew the hand signs form, but I didn't because I wanted to do my friend the joy of answering his questions. Shoot. Okay, are you going to try to marry Hinata again? No, as I said, I see her now as a friend, and the so-called love I had for her was just me misinterpreting my loyalty toward her. Sad. I like that. Anyways, are you going to stay in Konoha, or are you trying to go somewhere else to get away from the villagers? I plan to stay in Konoha and to just avoid the attacks, but if I see that there's no use to it, or if I get banished, I wouldn't wait to go to Suna or Iowa to join their forces. Sounds like a plan. What are your goals in the new timeline? I want to become an Anbu or something similar, but not Kage, because that is way too troublesome. I want to find a girl that I actually love. Know that I know what it means. I'm probably am going to find one. That's goals. Well, that's it for me. I'm going to miss you, but make sure you befriend me. Again, I will, but I'll miss you too, my friend. I sighed, looked over the village one last time, and then went through the set of hand signs that the time travel jutsu required. Everything went white when I channeled my chakra into my hands.